What's up, y'all? This is Chris with Black Diamonds Fitness, the Muscle Ministry channel. And today I just want to talk about the cost of fitness. So, I'm going to talk to you about how fitness coaching or prioritizing your fitness is actually more affordable than you might think. And also highlight a little bit of why my coaching specifically might be more of a deal than some of the others. But let's get started. So, first, I want to tell y'all like a quick story. There's a guy that I'm working closely with. I was talking to him about like financial strategy. I was talking about like investing. I was talking about like having visions and goals for your money. And he was not trying to hear it. He was telling me that, okay, you're fairly young, like wait until you're like in your 40s and 50s or older, and that money that you saved up, that money that you've invested isn't going to do you any good because we need healthcare and healthcare is too expensive. And I get that. I get that argument. I certainly do. So basically what he was appealing to me on was that it really doesn't matter how much you save if ultimately you're just going to be bankrupt by health expenses. This particular gentleman's case was he had been touched multiple times, like many of us have, of cancer in his life. So his mother had cancer and he beat cancer himself. So happy to hear that. But yeah, like disease, ailments can potentially strike us all. Um, but one of the things that, the reason I bring up the story is because you could argue the cancer case, but definitely like other ailments like heart disease, obesity, things like that. Those things are treatable. They're even preventable, and a lot of them are preventable by the type of training that I offer. The reason I bring up this gentleman's story and the reason why I segued up to prevention is because if you're in one of those positions where you're that sick, if you have cancer, you can cool believe that that's the only thing you're worried about. You're not worried about, like right now, you might be worried about 1,001 things. Like I remember hearing somewhere that a healthy person is worried about like 100 different things, but a sick person is only concerned about one thing, and that's not being sick anymore or getting well. People who are in that position, the reason you can go bankrupt in those positions is because you are willing to spend everything to be healthy again. It's more like in those situations, you realize just how valuable your health is and how much it means to you. And it means so much to you that you will spend your money, all of it, just for a chance to continue to live. And so that's the piece that I feel like this gentleman was missing when we were having our discussion, is because he thought about it in terms of like your money doesn't mean that much when you don't have your health. But I think that a lot of us don't think about that in the reverse, is that your money shouldn't mean so much that you sacrifice your health. So ultimately, what I'm suggesting in so many words, probably too many words, is that if it is a fact that when you're sick, that you would spend all of your money to get better, then that means the prevention of that ailment in the first place is worth exactly that amount, if not more. So I would just encourage you to think about that when you're looking for like fitness solutions, or somebody gives you a price and it might be like $300 a month or something like that, and you're like, oh, well, I can't pay that much. If you were sick and it only cost you $300 a month for you to get better over like 6 months or like a year or something like that, you would easily make that trade right now there are people who are going bankrupt, spending tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars just for the hope of getting healthy again. So hopefully I made my point on that, but like I'm not trying to like scare people into getting fit, because like we can go to the Bible. The Bible tells us that in Matthew 6:34, therefore do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself. Each day has enough trouble of its own. So I don't ask people to live in this place of like anxiety or what if I get sick or anything like that. That's not the point. The point is that prevention is easy and it costs way less than trying to fix the problem once you get there. So all that being said, um, coaching, investing in your health is the best investment you could possibly make, because you can make all the money in the world on a business or Bitcoin or whatever. But if you are sick and ailing and can't move and can't enjoy your life, then it's all for what? For nothing. That's why people who offer health services, fitness services, what they offer is priceless. But I do take it a step further. I take it a step further because working with me is not just about physical health. It's about mental health. It's about spiritual health. It's about understanding that when you take control of your body and you get in shape, that means you mastered planning. That means you mastered discipline. That means you mastered consistency. Those things bleed over into other parts of your life. So proving that you can be diligent in your fitness is also proving to yourself that you can be diligent in other areas of your life. You will start to shine more at your job. You'll start to put forth more effort in your relationships, and those will grow. And that will make your life more full, more meaningful, more enjoyable. And that's really what it's all about. It's about building a life that you love. And all that can start with building your body. So I hope that this has inspired somebody. Um, it's one of those things that it's easy for a fitness coach to see the value, but sometimes we let the price interfere with that very real conversation, because real people are going through that scenario that I just told you about. Like, that was a real story. I did not make that up. A gentleman told me this, and I was just like, I'm not going to live in that space, because I'm doing what I'm supposed to do to take care of myself, A, and B, like, where's the point in me dwelling on, oh, I may get cancer one day? Like, that's out of my hands. But there are things that we can do to at least be the best stewards of the bodies that we were given as we possibly can be. So if you found this helpful, definitely like, share. I definitely appreciate if you subscribe. Um, if you've experienced anything like this, like, comment. Let me know what your story is, or has anybody said anything similar to you, or have you experienced something similar as far as the value of taking care of yourself, because it's truly life-changing, and those stories can change somebody else's life. So, I mean, I want to hear your testimony, and it'd be good for somebody else, I'm sure. But that's all I got, y'all. As usual, I'll leave a link for coaching. If you want to work with me, you can apply through that link in the description. And until next time, peace.